Well, the days of renting movies from Blockbuster indicator are just about over.
Today is the last day to rent videos from the store on Coldwater Road.
What happened to Blockbuster? If you grew up in the 80s, 90s, or early 2000s, you probably remember the excitement of walking through the sliding glass doors of a Blockbuster store on a Friday night. The blue and yellow signs glowing under the strip mall lights. The smell of freshly opened DVD cases. The aisles lined with new releases, old favorites, video games, and snacks. It was more than just a rental store. It was an experience, a ritual, a huge part of pop culture for decades. But today, Blockbuster is virtually gone. Once a global empire with over 9,000 stores, it's now reduced to a single surviving location in Bend, Oregon. More of a nostalgic landmark than a functioning rental chain. So, what happened? How did Blockbuster fall so hard, so fast? And what does its downfall say about how we consume entertainment today? Let's rewind. Blockbuster was founded in 1985 by David Cook, a software entrepreneur who saw an opportunity in the booming home video rental market. At the time, renting VHS tapes was becoming incredibly popular, but most rental stores were small, independent, and disorganized. Cook's vision was to bring order and scale. Clean, well-lit stores, a huge selection, family-friendly branding, and a consistent experience no matter which store you walked into. By the late 80s, Blockbuster was expanding aggressively, snapping up local chains, opening hundreds of locations, and becoming a dominant force. By the 90s, they were the place to go on the weekends. Whether you were a kid looking for cartoons, a teenager renting the latest horror movie, or a parent picking up a romantic comedy for date night. But, as successful as they were, cracks were forming beneath the surface. For one, Blockbuster made the bulk of its profits from late fees, a fact that frustrated customers to no end. Forget to return a tape. You'd get hit with fees that sometimes cost more than the rental itself. It became a running joke in pop culture. Then came the rise of Netflix. In 1997, Netflix launched as a mail-order DVD rental service, and while Blockbuster initially laughed them off, the model had huge advantages. No late fees, no need to drive to a store, and eventually, with the rise of streaming, no physical media at all. Blockbuster had a chance to buy Netflix in the early 2000s for $50 million. They passed. By the time they realized their mistake, Netflix was surging ahead. Blockbuster tried to launch its own DVD by mail service, but it was too little, too late. The 2008 financial crisis only made things worse as customers cut discretionary spending. And when Redbox entered the scene, offering rentals from convenient kiosks, Blockbuster was squeezed from both sides. There were also internal missteps. Blockbuster's leadership made risky bets, like focusing heavily on in-store sales of candy and popcorn rather than innovating their digital strategy. They partnered with Enron to build a streaming platform. Yes, that Enron. Which failed spectacularly. Their brand, once associated with excitement and fun, started to feel outdated and cumbersome. By 2010, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy. Stores shuttered across the country. Employees were laid off. The blue and yellow signs came down, and a piece of pop culture quietly faded away. Today, Blockbuster lives on mostly as a memory, and ironically, as a punchline in the age of streaming. There's a nostalgia for it. The tactile feeling of holding a DVD case, the joy of browsing shelves, the excitement of finding a hidden gem. Many people miss the ritual of going out to rent a movie, something you just don't get when you click a button on your TV remote. Meanwhile, new generations are growing up in a world where entertainment is on demand, personalized, and often algorithm-driven. Netflix, Disney+, Hulu, Prime Video, they're the new blockbusters, and they're shaping how we consume media in ways David Cook probably never imagined. But here's the thing. Blockbuster's story isn't just about a failed company. It's about how technology disrupts industries, about how consumer habits change, and about how even the biggest giants can fall if they don't adapt fast enough. For many of us, Blockbuster will always hold a special place in our memories. The Friday night trips, the last-minute dashes to avoid late fees, the joy of walking out with a stack of tapes or discs. It was more than just a rental store. It was part of growing up. So next time you open up Netflix or scroll through Disney Plus, remember, there was a time when watching a movie wasn't just about pressing play. It was about the whole adventure of getting it. And for a generation, that adventure was spelled in big blue and yellow letters: Blockbuster.